Hi and welcome to another video. So for this week's video I reached out to 4 of my favourite booktokers and asked them to send me over some of their 5-star reads that I can pick from and then read a few of them. So in this video I'm going to pick one book from each person's list and I will do an honest review of it. So the first book that I'll be reading is one that was sent to me by the lovely M on TikTok. I will be linking her profile in the description below, like I will be with all of the TikTokers who sent me these recs. And the book that I'm reading from M's list is 1% of You by Michelle Gross. I got this off of Kindle Unlimited and I can't wait to start it. So I fully intended to come back here with an update saying how far into the book I was and how much I enjoyed it. I finished the entire thing in one sitting. I started it at like 6:20 in the evening and I stayed up until like 2 in the morning finishing it off. So if you couldn't tell, I really enjoyed the book. I rated it 5 stars. Honestly, it's one of the cutest books, most heartwarming books I have ever read. I love the relationship between Elijah and Hadley, and Elijah's relationship with Lucy, Hadley's daughter. It's just so cute, and it was just so nice seeing the characters change and develop throughout the story, because at the start of the story Elijah is very much rude, abrasive and anti-kids, and it's just so nice seeing how he like warms up to this little girl who is just so adorable and so sassy. And I don't know what else to say, but yeah, no, it was such an amazing book. I'm really glad that M picked it for me, because I genuinely loved it more than words can explain. So I couldn't do this update last night because by the time I'd finished reading 1% of You, it was like 2 in the morning, so I couldn't exactly get my camera out and start recording. So I had to wait until today, and then I spent most of the day spending time with my family, and also I kind of had a small little nap with my cat because he curled up next to me and it was so adorable. But yeah, no, so it's now the next day. I'm gonna get a bit more reading done tonight. I did make a start on Secrets of the Dead by Laura Carter last night. I'm really enjoying this so far. I only got to chapter 2 last night though, because by the time I'd picked this one up, I think it was around about 3 AM after I took my break, and I was really tired. So my eyes were burning from, you know, reading an entire 300-page book. But yeah, I'm gonna make a start on this now. This book was picked for me by the lovely Mel. I'll insert a picture of her profile here, and like I said, I'll link everything down in the description below so you can go and find these amazing booktokers on their TikTok accounts. But yeah, I'm gonna just chill for a little bit longer and then I will get back to reading. Ignore how disgustingly dead I look. I'm really run down at the moment. But I didn't get much reading done yesterday because I think I burnt myself out by reading that entire book in one day. So I only got to page 39 of Secrets of the Dead, but I'm going to pick it up again now, put on some music and everything, and yeah, I will update you again later when I've read a bit more of the book. Okay, so it's a few days later. I've been slowly reading Secrets of the Dead on and off. I'm loving it so far. I'm currently on chapter 18, which is page 156. It took me a little while to get into, but I think that is because I am in a bit of a slump at the moment. But I'm really loving it. I think it's Laurel you pronounce her name, and I love all, like, Nazia and Alisara. I love all of them, but I despise Caleb. and I'm only 150 odd pages in, but I despise that man. Something about him gives me the ick, and I just can't stand him. But I got a bit more reading done today because I was watching Mal's, I was doing Mal's reading sprints on TikTok, and yeah, I'm gonna take a bit of a break now because I'm getting kind of sleepy, and then I'll read more later. So it's been a few days since my last update. The clip previous to this one was me reading last night, and at around about 4 in the morning, 4:30, I finished Secrets of the Dead by Laura Carter. 5-star. If I could give it 6 stars, I would. This damn book was so freaking good. I don't even have words to describe how much I loved it. Now, I know I said throughout this entire thing that I hated Caleb and he gave me the ick. He still does. But towards the end of the book, I started to warm up to him a little bit. Not much. He's still not my favourite. That will forever be Elisara and Kazar, because mwah. But also Laurel and Zaya. Basically, I just love all the women. I love them all so much, and I need the second book more than I need Life. I need the physical copy of this book just so I can have it on my shelf. I need also the hard copy of this book just so I can have them on my shelf as a pride and joy, because I understand the hype. I really do. I read, I think it was the last like 40% last night, and I sprinted through the entire thing, and my time lapse does not do justice to the reactions that I had to this book. No, normally I don't react to a book when I'm reading it. I just read it and I just have a very like stone set face, but this one, I was gasping, I was squealing, I was biting my hands to stop myself from squealing because it was so late at night and I didn't want to wake up my family. I don't know what you put in this book, Laura, but you are incredible, and I am linking I'm going to link your website below, and also the Amazon link as well, just because, oh my god, I love this book so much. Everyone needs to go out and buy it because it's absolutely incredible. And considering this is Laura's debut novel, I think I have a new favourite author. I think I do. And honestly, I thought that my favourite book of the year was going to be Fourth Wing. Now it's a battle between 1% of You and Secrets of the Dead. So I'm on to the next book of this challenge. This one was given to me by the ever fabulous Geordie. So she gave me a list of books, but the one I chose from her list is one that she has been raving about for ages, and she said it's really good. So You Swear by Megan Brandy. I haven't started this yet. I'm going to get a start on it today. I'm hoping to finish this by the end of this week, because I want to get this video uploaded fairly soon. But yeah, no, I can't wait to read this. So I'm 4 days into reading So You Swear, and I'm currently 50% of the way through the book. Honestly, I'm in love with it. I love the characters. Apart from Chase. If you've read this book, you will understand why I want to climb into this story and punch that man in his face. But anyway, I'm really enjoying it. I was a bit skeptical at the start because the very first couple of chapters were feeling very much Summer I Turned Pretty. But as it went further in, I really started to enjoy it more. I loved the characters. Brady and Cameron, the love of my lives. Brady, I just want a hug off him, and Cameron, she's a sassy queen, and yes, it's honestly such a good book, and I can't wait to see how this ends. I do also obviously like the main character and her love interest, but you know, the side characters are just great. Also, I just have to say, new book boyfriend unlocked in Noah. This man, he's what every man should be, but none of them are. I love him so much. Granted, I would never date him because I don't date men, but you know, great man. 10 out of 10 man. And because he's fictional, I can pretend he's my boyfriend. But yeah, no, I love Noah. I love Ariana. Mason kind of gets on my nerves, not gonna lie. And we know my opinions on Chase. But yeah, no, it's a really good book. I'm really hoping to finish this in the next couple of days. And then I only have one more book left for this video. So it's a couple of days after my last clip, and I have officially finished Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. It's currently Christmas Eve, and I kind of stayed up all night last night to finish this book. And 5-star. I feel like people are gonna think I'm being fake because I've got these recommendations from my favorite like booktokers, and I've asked them to give me books and I've given all the ones so far 5 stars. But I'm being genuinely serious when I say every single book I've read has been a 5-star. And this one, I didn't think it was going to be at the start because I was very iffy in the first couple of chapters. But after that, it picked up and I was just... I'm in love with these characters. I love Ariana, I love Noah, I love Cameron. I like Mason. He's okay. He gets on my nerves a little bit. I love Brady. Brady is a king and I just want a Brady hug. Chase, on the other hand, he can go and rot in a ditch. But no, like and it also officially happened. This book made me cry. No book has ever made me cry before, but this book did it. And I blame Geordie entirely because she's the one who recommended this. But no, I completely loved this book so much. It basically follows a group of 5 friends who have all been like friends for years, and it follows the main girl, Ariana, who basically is just going through her first year of college, and a bunch of stuff happens, and there's drama, there's love, there's happiness, there's some stuff that will make you cry, like I said. But honestly, I understand the hype. I understand why Geordie keeps on raving about this book, and I'm so glad I read it. I didn't actually read my physical copy that much. I think I literally read like 3 chapters of the actual physical copy. The rest of it I read on my Kindle because it is on Kindle Unlimited. And that's because I find it easier to read on my Kindle. I read a lot faster and the writing's a lot bigger because I'm blind and I have to wear glasses half the time. But yeah, no, it's just... I'm sad the book's over. I didn't want it to end. 500 pages was not enough. I want a sequel. I want more of them. I want more of these characters. I want something bad to happen to Chase. I want more happiness for Ariana. I want more happiness for Noah. I want to see what happens with Brady and Cameron and Mason. I want Chase to lose everything and go away. I don't normally have... That's a lie. I do have strong feelings about characters. But when I say the hatred I have for Chase from this book, if you've read it, you know what I mean. You'll know why I hate him, because he's a trash bit of man. Just no. But Noah Riley, mwah, he's everything that a man should be, and no man is. He is the perfect man. He's sweet, he's kind, he's respectful of his family, and he just treats her with so much respect. I'm gonna stop before I start crying again because I feel like I am actually gonna cry. But 5 stars, honestly. I love this so much, and you know what, this is just your sign to go onto Geordie's account, which I've linked below, and just listen to her recommendations, because they're obviously great, because every book I've ever had a recommendation from her has been a 5-star. Even though Mal picked Secrets of the Dead for me for this video, Geordie also hyped it up and said I should read it as well, so you know. Just listen to your favourite booktokers. 9 out of 10 times, they're gonna be right. So I'm on to the fourth and final book of this challenge, and that is We Hunt the Flame by Hassaf Fasil. And this was picked for me by, honestly, the person who got me into Book Talk, who helped reignite my passion for reading and made me addicted to buying books. Kate's Books. She is literally like the queen of Book Talk. She's the first person I followed on this community when I got into Book Talk, when it all started, and honestly, I trust her recommendations. I've read quite a few books that she's recommended, and I've bought quite a few, and honestly, none of them have let me down. None at all. So yeah, I genuinely am really looking forward to reading this because I have very high hopes. So yeah, and my goal is honestly to have this finished by the end of Christmas Day. So I'm gonna start it tonight. I'm kind of hoping I can read the first 50% tonight, and then I will finish the final 50% tomorrow, or maybe like read like a quarter of it tomorrow and then read the last quarter on Boxing Day, just obviously it is Christmas Day and I do want to spend time with my family. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this book. I think it's gonna be good. So I was going to give updates while I was reading and stuff, but I was very, very close to DNFing this book. I actually filmed a clip of me saying I am going to DNF this book, which I'll insert now. So you know how I was saying I always trust Kate's recs and they never steer me astray, and I always loved them. I've had to DNF this book like 70 pages in. I just can't. It's confusing me to no end. Like, literally, I've tried picking this up so many times. I've tried reading it in different formats. I've tried reading it on my Kindle. I've read the physical version and I've listened to an audiobook version of it on YouTube. And I just can't. It's really confusing me and I don't understand it. I also just don't think I'm in the right mindset for this book. But I decided I wanted to give it a go because I didn't want to fail this challenge. I wanted to read all the books that all my favourite TikTokers gave to me. And unfortunately, this one wasn't my favourite. It kind of... Honestly, it confused me a lot of the time. I felt like the world building was just kind of shoved down your throat from the very first page, which I know that does happen in a lot of fantasy books, but I prefer it when a fantasy book slowly eases you in and it like takes you, like builds the world as you're going through the story. Whereas this one, it felt like it was literally just shoved down your throat from page one, and honestly, I didn't understand what was going on half the time, and it felt like it was a lot of build up for them to then rush to the ending, because this story goes in 3 parts, and like it felt like part 1 was just a lot of build up, then part 2 was just kind of like an irrelevant like middle part that just kind of stayed at a steady pace of them doing the exact same thing each chapter, and then part 3 was when all the action happened, but it felt like all of it was just kind of rushed, and like it all just kind of happened one thing after the other, and I was like, what's going on? And then I finally started to understand it as it got towards the end of the book. But yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie, this wasn't my favourite book of this video. I did still enjoy it. I'm gonna give it 3 stars, and I am gonna pick up the sequel because I do want to know what happens next to all of these characters, because by the end of the book I did enjoy it a lot more, but honestly all of the build up and everything didn't make it my favourite book, but it was still very good. I still enjoyed it and I am glad that I read it, but unfortunately this one is only a 3-star. So that's it for all the books for this week's video. I really enjoyed doing this challenge. I liked reaching out to my favourite book talkers and getting all of their recommendations. They sent me a few recommendations each, so I think I'm going to read some more of them as because it's the new year now, as the year goes on. What's the new year as I'm posting this video. And yeah, no, I'm looking forward to reading more of their recommendations. So I'm just going to do a bit of a wrap up of all of the books that I read for this video. So obviously the first book I read for this video was 1% of You by Michelle Gross. I read this on my Kindle originally, but then I had this copy gifted to me by the lovely Em, who was the one who told me to read this book. And honestly, it's a 6-star book. If I could give it 6 stars, I would. And I genuinely loved this book so freaking much. It was so good. It was funny. It was sweet. It made you think about stuff and relationships, and it's so good. I love the characters. I love Hadley, and I think his name is Elijah. It's been like a couple of weeks. Yeah, Elijah. It's been a couple of weeks since I read it. Okay, my brain's not working, and it's like 1 in the morning right now. But anyway, yeah, no, I really love this book. It's age gap, grumpy sunshine, romance, and honestly, I'm obsessed with it, and I'm going to reread this again in the new year because I want to read this copy and annotate it and everything, because I loved it so much. And honestly, I've been thinking about it since I read it because I just loved the characters and I loved the storyline, and this was a great recommendation from Em, and everyone should just read it. The second book I read for this challenge, I don't actually have a physical copy, very sadly. I only have this on my Kindle, but I will be buying a physical copy in the new year. Secrets of the Dead by Laura Carter, which was given to me by the lovely Mel. This book it's my favourite book of the year. It is my top book of 2023. I loved this book more than anything. It was just incredible. The writing was incredible. I loved all of the characters. Well, one of the characters I tolerate, but still, I loved most of the characters. I loved how the world was built. It was very like it was like a very eased into the story, and you got to know the characters and the world as you went through it. And I loved how the relationships built, and I can't wait for book 2 in this series. And I've already ranted about this, so I'm not going to go much more into it because I did like a 2-minute rant after I finished this book. But yeah, no, I said before that I was duking it out with 1% of You, and 1% of You is in my top 5 of the year. But honestly, Secrets of the Dead is my top book of the year. I absolutely loved it, and it's an incredible book, and everyone should go and pick it up. Like I said previously in this video, everything is linked down below so you can go and pick it up for yourself. Support Laura. She's an incredible author and an incredible woman, and she's just great. And yeah. The third book I read for this challenge was Say You Swear, which was given to me by Geordie to read. Honestly, Geordie's always talking about this book, and I understand why. And I've been telling her I would read it for months, and then I finally did, and now I just can talk to her about it because, well, I love talking to her anyway. But you know, it's such a good book. I love the romance in this. I love Noah Riley. That man is incredible. I love Ariana. I love freaking Mason. I love, oh my god, what are all the characters' names? There's Brady and Cameron. I don't love Chase. I've already said my opinions on Chase, and if you've read this book, you understand my opinions of Chase. But yeah, no, this book was absolutely incredible. I really loved it. It's a 5-star book, as was Secrets of the Dead. Well, actually, Secrets of the Dead could probably be a 6-star, to be completely honest, and 1% of You. You know, this is definitely a 5-star book. I genuinely really loved it, and yeah, no, this was an incredible read, and I really enjoyed it. I won't go into much detail about this final book because obviously it was just the last one I read, so it's previous clips, but the final book was obviously We Hunt the Flame by Hafsah Fazal. I can't pronounce his name, but no, it was a good book. It was very confusing to me. I didn't really understand a lot of it, and that might just be me being very stupid. But yeah, no, this one was only a 3-star, but I did still really enjoy the book, and I'm definitely going to pick up the sequel to this book, because this one was recommended to me by Kate, who honestly, I'm not surprised that I still enjoyed it because Kate's recommendations are always great and I do really love them. It's just this one wasn't really for me, and that's how it's going to be a lot of the time. Like I said in this video, 9 out of 10 times it's going to be a great recommendation, and sometimes it's just one that you're not going to enjoy as much, and that was this one. But it is still definitely a good book, and I think other people would really enjoy it. It's just, for me, it wasn't really my vibe. I'm very much a romance girl anyway, so fantasy is very hard for me to get into as it is, so for this one, I think it was just too much intense fantasy for me. Either that or I'm just really stupid and I just couldn't understand half the words in it. Okay, so that is it for this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment and subscribe. Let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this, and like I said, go down into the description below and check out all of the wonderful TikTokers who I talked to in this video. They're all amazing people. They are really sweet and kind, and I love talking to all of them. And I'm going to do this again with some of my other favourite BookTokers, because I have a few others that I want to message and see if they can give me some book recommendations. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this week's video, and I will catch you next time.